What a crazy day. Oh my God. Okay, listen, we're not a political show. We're here to take you away from all the mess that's happening in the world today. I just want to say one thing, that after seeing protesters at the Capitol building today, I think we've learned that our security team now needs to be headed by Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. You see, all it would have taken was a few microchips, some ice at the front door, heat up the door handles, and those guys would have been caught quicker than the wet bandits. Am I right, Kevin?
Absolutely.
I think so. Anyway, Happy New Year, Kevin.
Happy New Year, Danny.
It's the end of 2020 and half America thinks hindsight is a hoax. How about that? I don't know about you, but I woke up on January 1st and thought, oh God, so much for my resolution to never have a hangover in 2021. That's always the first resolution to bite the dust, isn't it? I think I actually remember saying, let's drink to our resolutions during the Zoom party.
Yeah, you also stood up without pants.
Yeah, that was my second resolution that I broke. Never get caught with my pants down during a Zoom meeting. But you know what? I actually feel a sense of freedom. Now that 2020 is gone, I can admit it. 2020 touched me inappropriately. It's like my perverted neighbor moved away and I can finally talk about it.
Show me on the calendar where it touched you.
I think I'd have to show you on the calendar where it didn't touch me. I mean, it touched me in places I didn't even know I had. The New Year did not start off great either. I mean, aside from this whole thing today, I had some friends. They said, "Oh yeah, we're bringing you to a late Christmas party because we couldn't get together during Christmas." But you know what? I think they actually just wrapped all their furniture and I helped them move.
Well, all's fair in love, war, and moving.
Then, of course, this is the big one. Because of autocorrect, I accidentally messaged a female producer wishing her a happy new yeast.
That's a small mistake.
Yeah, it would have been if I didn't cut and paste it to 26 other people before I noticed it.
That kind of infection it's not as bad as COVID.
Yeah, but I still don't want to wish it on 27 people. They're not expecting an attack like that. Anyway.
Just pretend you've taken up artisanal baking. You're constantly ordering yeast and send them a pumpernickel to stay safe.
I'll tell them it's a new diet.
That's it.
The yeast infection diet. Guaranteed to lose weight.
Hotter than paleo.
Oh man. So I'm just happy we've made it this far. I can't even believe it. I thought the world was going to explode already. But this did teach me a lot about life, man. I came back to New York. I'm still got my place in LA. I don't know what I'm doing, but I mean, I've thought a lot more about family and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, did you know you know how there's always a national day for some inanimate object or some people or some president or something? You know what I mean?
I support that.
Well, there's a calendar. There's a National Today calendar that we found online, and it shows you every day someone somewhere in the world is celebrating something. So today is National Bean Day. So for all you bean lovers out there, here's your moment to shine or flatulate. So get out there to Chipotle, hopefully one of our future sponsors, and fill her up.
Start your new year off with a bang.
There you go. A big bang. Unfortunately, it's also National Cuddle Up Day, which those are people cuddling. You can't tell. It looks like a giant a man holding a giant penis in silhouette, but National Cuddle Day. Cuddling, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, but cuddling on a stomach full of beans is inevitably going to cause many to fart and hold their significant others under the blanket. I think it's going to also become National Dutch Oven Day.
Maybe they like that, and they'll call it Dutch Lovin' Day.
Or it could turn to National Divorce Day.
I think that's every day.
Oh God, especially during COVID. Have you seen the people? I was in a parking lot and this is no joke. I was in a parking lot and I saw this couple arguing, and she was like, "Well, I didn't know you had so many stupid habits." And he's like, "Well, I didn't know I didn't fucking love you." It was like that. It's, you know what? Better to learn and figure it out now, right?
No
So we
question.
got predictions. All right, so let me just get my mental prediction mind going here. We've got some predictions. I predict that the Bill Gates sex tape will be leaked. Much like Windows updates, there'll be big hype surrounding it. But what's featured is actually pretty disappointing. Turns out Microsoft is what he calls his penis. Good thing they got rid of most of the bugs on this one, but he does have a slight case of crabs. That's what I'm going to predict.
I think I'll wait for the sequel to come out, 2.0.
I like those banana underwear though. You know, it's a banana. You know, it's kind of a dig at Apple. All right, let me see. I got more. Let me think. I'm not. I should have a Swami hat. Like, wait, you know, you put it up too soon. You can, my prediction is already up. I was supposed to just be thinking of it. Due to everyone's online meetings, dress pants will completely go out of fashion, and they will begin to make suit boxers. These will be perfect for Zoom conferences and easy access whenever you need to loosen your tie.
It's like the mullet of underwear. Business in the front, party out back.
Instead of fancy cufflinks, there'll be fancy crotch links.
I think your margin for error on that is less than it should be. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know, but I see an infection.
I tried the wool.
Let's see. After Kiss, this is another prediction. After Kiss announces they're retiring from retirement tour, the long-tongued rocker Gene Simmons will hang up his bass guitar for good, and he will go into the field of pandemic medical research.
That sounds exciting, and like maybe there'll be a lunchbox tie-in.
I think he's gonna be working with doctors to improve gene therapy by creating Gene Simmons therapy. The doctors are gonna implant his special tongue DNA in patients and increase the length of their tongues together. And together they hope to single-handedly stop the worldwide toilet paper shortage by helping people to lick themselves clean. That's terrible.
There'll certainly be a gift shop filled with merchandise.
Oh my God. All right. So I am very excited about this show, folks. I have some really great guests tonight. Actually, we had one guest. Greg Proops is going to be on next week. He switched, but we have a famous Australian actor that we're going to bring to you, and I'll announce that in a minute. But right now, one of my favorite comedians, one of my friends that from 25 years ago, probably. You may have seen him as a finalist on season 7 of America's Got Talent, countless stages across the country. He's a brilliant comic, commentator, and author of a hysterical book, Bad Dad, A Guide to Pitiful Parenting. My good friend and fellow terrible father, Tom Cotter, ladies and gentlemen.
Very funny man. No question.
Hi, everybody.
Funny man.
Hey, Happy New Yeast.
Happy New Year, buddy.
That's a pumpernickel.
I don't think
Happy
she's
Bean Day. I guess it's National Bean Day, right?
And as you zoom back from Bean Day, you see the month, and then when you pull back to the year, New Yeast.
New Yeast.
The worst part about it is once your phone learns it, it just keeps trying to put yeast in for year every
That's
time.
not good.
No,
Yeah, that's autocorrect. That's the issue with autocorrect. It was my birthday last month. I texted my sister, I'm going gray, and autocorrect said we didn't need the R, so it said I'm going gay. And then my sister texted back, we always knew. What the hell is that all about? Unacceptable. It's an autocorrect joke, everybody. Try the video.
There you go. So we got a lot of questions for you, Tom. Tom, I've known you for how long now? God,
You were right. I think about 25 years. I think in that ballpark.
25 years. That's crazy. And you used to do my comedy rooms in New York.
I did.
And
you moved back here. Now, why did you move back here during the pandemic? I mean, if there was ever a worse time to move here, although I'm sure there's an easy apartment to be had right now.
Well, I know this looks like Times Square, but I'm not actually in Times Square right now, Tom. I'm actually upstate New York right now.
Oh, good.
I came back to be near my son and near my family, so that's why I'm here. So
how far upstate?
Albany.
Oh, very nice. I'm in Stony Point, which is in Rockland County, which is halfway to you from the city, probably.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, maybe we'll have a COVID beer sometime.
We should do that.
I got over it, so I'm okay now.
Did you really? Oh, yeah. You have
did.
antibodies. How much do you want for those? What do you charge?
Well, I charge like $5 an antibody.
I had an antibody once, and my uncle was pissed. Hello, everybody. Tom Cotter. Try the veal. Sorry. That's bad. Anyway.
I think I can.
You talk about this all the time. When it was happening, and it actually happened, and you lost to a dog act. Let me ask you: do you think it would have gone in your favor if you had more nipples?
Perhaps. How do you know I don't? I actually have a third nipple. I have the triple nipple, which is it's like a birthmark, but it looks like a nipple. And I'd show you, but your viewers would turn off the screen and they'd report me to Twitter or something. I will tell you, I did lose. I came in second to non-humans. Everyone knows that. It's all right. When you come in second to a dog act, you really do feel like number two. I will tell you that. However, what I did not do is I did not demand a recount and storm the goddamn Capitol building. I didn't do that. I just took it like a man. I'd like people to start taking it like a man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying who. I'm just saying I moved on, and I was humiliated in front of 20 million viewers by a goddamn poodle. If you can't get over losing the presidency, grow a dick. Anyways, am I supposed to be clean up? I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Oh, that is awesome.
That
is so fun. You speaking of that, or not speaking of that person, you do a great impression. A really good impression.
I do an okay impression of Trump, but so does every other comic I think that's working today. So,
but do the one you do the one where you talk about his hair.
All right, here we go. You know, people talk about the hair. They always say, Donald, how do you get your hair to look so fantastic? I tell you, I wake up every morning, I walk into my walk-in closet, huge walk-in closet, huge, bigger than Rhode Island. And I shove my head into a cotton candy machine and I whirl it around and around. Voila. And people say, why didn't you have Governor Chris Christie in your cabinet? Well, I have to tell you, he can't fit in the cabinet. He's huge. Anyway, that's a fat joke about Chris.
That's awesome,
nice.
dude. The cotton candy got me, man. Because his hair does look like cotton candy.
It does.
It really does.
And the voice, you nailed the voice too.
But hey, look, I'm not. A lot of comics come on and they besmirch the president. And who am I to make fun of the president? I could never be president. You have to be a naturalized born citizen, and I was C-section, so I could never. So I'm going to stay out of the political realm. I've already made my little point. Although I am going to go storm the White House later. Ready? Here we go. There we go. There it is, right there. Storm the Capitol. We're taking it back for America. All right, enough of that.
That is awesome. Awesome.
Stop by my house to get you some
before the
Viking
show?
horns.
I'll stop by your house. You got to give me your address.
I'll get you the Viking horns to complete the outfit.
Let's do it. I have Viking blood.
You need to be carrying a presidential podium, though.
Yes, I do. When they had the flags, they had the Trump flags, and they were storming. I wanted them to break into Les Mis songs, you know. When you hear the people sing. I won't do that. But yeah, that was a
recount the vote. Recount the vote.
Dude, all the Republicans are saying, hang it up. You know, how does he not get it? Is there not someone near him saying, dude, bow out?
Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently
Tom Cotter stepped in dog poop when he lost. How about that? It has to be worse than what he's going through. Anyway,
You're a dignified man.
allegedly.
That's the difference.
You are. You
Although
are.
when you were
You're-
doing the bean story, you were talking about National Bean Day. I remembered beans, a magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal. That's a 57-year-old man remembering that from his youth, everybody.
Now, I heard an alternate version, which is beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart.
The more you fart.
The better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal.
I'm going to say I like version 2. I like yours better than mine.
So now
yours.
you've been defeated
Kevin
by
didn't write it,
Bruno
so.
and me.
I'm going to give Kevin credit for that, though. I think he did write that.
No,
I would do another one, but it's not politically correct anymore. Anyway,
Nothing is politically correct anymore. Nothing.
well, when we were a kid, we used to go. The Addams Family started when Uncle Fester farted. They all came out. Da-da-da, the Addams Family.
How sad that you can't even say that word now. What happened to freedom of speech? Anyway,
I don't know. So let's talk about God. You know. I mean, what was it like? Okay, let's ask you this question.
Sure.
Between Howard Stern, Sharon Osbourne, and Howie Mandel, which would you fuck, marry, and kill?
All right. First of all, I have to say I went back the next year, and that's when they added Heidi Klum, so she would have been the judge that I would tag, no question about it. One year, wow. I'm sorry. So fuck would have to be Sharon Osbourne because she's the wife of the Prince of Darkness. I mean, come on, hello. That British accent.
And she's a woman.
And that too, but we're all inclusive. All right. Fuck. What was the other two?
Marry and kill.
Marry. I would marry Howard Stern because he's loaded with money, but so is Howie Mandel. People don't know how rich Howie Mandel was. But then I'd have to kill Howie Mandel. I don't want to kill Howie Mandel.
I know that was a terrible position for us to put you in.
Yes, it is. They were always
going
to judges. I mean, those were three. If you wanted to be a comedian on a show, I was very lucky to be on that show that year with those three judges because I went back for champions and Simon hated me. Simon was.
I saw that.
Yeah, Simon. I don't know if people know this. When he was a child, he had a stick surgically implanted in his ass. And it's never been removed, and he doesn't know what humor is if it hit him in the face.
Right?
Yeah, but
it's like let's see you do comedy, buddy. You know,
no kidding.
Let's see him get up and try.
The guy's never told a joke in his life. I actually, when that happened, I have a Simon Cowell voodoo doll. When he gave me that, and you notice that I added chest hair, and these are there's many nails that I stick in here, and it's very therapeutic for me. And I pull his leg off sometimes because I can't. It's my prerogative.
That's what Danny did at the Zoom meeting.
But I'm not bitter. It's all right.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. Okay, so what kind of snacks did they have in the green room there? Did they get better as you moved up in the competition?
No, they would get a big Subway sandwich platter every day, and it was a build your own sandwich, which the first couple of days was like, oh, that's really cool. I can make my own sandwich exactly how I want it. But by week 9, you're like, enough with the goddamn Subway sandwiches. I can't have any more. I'm done with cold cuts. But it was nice of them. I was the only one because we filmed it in New York. There were 5 final acts. I was the only one that got to sleep in my own bed every night. Everybody else had to sleep in a hotel across the street or Ramada Inn, and they all got a per diem, and I didn't even get a per diem. I made zero money on that show. How much? Zero. And I was the runner-up on that show. Not a penny. It's a game show. It's a winner-take-all game show.
Well, yeah, but now, did you have to sign with them as manager, agent, or something like that? Because I know that sometimes they do that.
They own you. They make you sign a contract that it's voluminous and it tells you basically that they own you. And you sign it because you want to be on TV in prime time. Where else can a comedian get on prime time except a sitcom? And the sitcom is dead because of shows just like America's Got Talent. So you have to sleep with the enemy. So I sign the contract, and I tell everybody else who's auditioning, sign the contract, because although they make you sign it and you're nervous as hell, at the end of the day, they didn't abuse me. They really didn't. I did the live show in Vegas for 4 months, which was 4 months longer than I would have liked to have done it, because you're not getting big money doing it, and you're never going to be hotter than you are in those 4 months right after the show. But you signed something saying you'll do it. You're a man of your word. So I went and did that. But after that, they left me alone. They really have. They've not tried to stick their nose into anything. And I did a pilot with them with NBC, and they were really cool about that. And they, so I'm not bitter. I'm bitter to Simon because he didn't like my comedy, but I thank him because his show, he owns the show, and that show put me on the map. So I'm forever indebted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's always got to be the bad guy anyway. I mean, that's part of the show.
Yeah, he didn't like Dan Natterman either. Who doesn't like Dan Natterman? Who's hysterical? And I'm like, awesome. Are you kidding me? And he X'd him like 10 seconds before the end of his act. He had already gone through 2 minutes, and he had like 10 seconds left, and that's when he X'd him. And the audience loved Dan, and the judges loved Dan, and they were very good to me as well. It's just Simon. British people don't get American humor, because Piers Morgan was a judge on that show years ago, and no comic ever went past the quarterfinals when he was a judge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot he was a judge on that.
It's not fair, because we like British humor, right? Don't we? We like Monty Python, and we like that funny stuff. But
I used to stay up late at night. I used to stay up late at night to watch Monty Python and Benny Hill.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Benny Hill. Oh my God. Benny Hill. Oh my God.
Very
slapsticky. It was the perfect.
But Monty Python and the Holy Grail is top 5 funniest movies ever. I'm sorry, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Life of Brian. Those guys were hysterical. See, I like the Brits.
Yep. Me too. So you're for our listeners. I don't know if they know, but your wife, Carrie Louise, is a comic as well, and she is. I love her. You guys, I saw you. I hung out with you guys all the time in the city. Does having a comedian for a wife make arguments at home better or worse?
We're a comedy couple. We do more laughing than fighting. She does a lot of laughing, mostly in the bedroom, and there's pointing involved, and it's very disconcerting. But I love her, and she loves me, and we do have arguments. She went further than I did on Last Comic Standing, and don't think for a minute I don't hear about that at least once. That comes up all the time.
Wait, what happened?
By the way, I went further than you on that show. But
gotcha.
Yeah, there's that. But no, we've been married 20 years now, which is long for a comedy couple. And I think you recently had Al Ducharme on. He's married to Bernie and Rich. Yeah,
I gotta get both the wives on. I gotta get both the wives. I should get you all on for a show.
Valentine's Day. Let's do the Valentine's Day show.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So
I love Carrie. She's great, and your viewers should look her up. It's CarrieLouise.com, and she's funnier than I am, and she's much better looking.
She's definitely much better looking.
Clearly.
That's Carrie.
Your family's beautiful, by the way. Watching. Your sons look like spitting images of you. So one of them does, I think, right? They're good-looking
the
kids.
other one, we're going to do a DNA test because I'm not. 33andMe or something. I don't know. Yeah, one of them has my name. He's Thomas Nathaniel Cotter Jr. So he's destroyed already on social media, and he doesn't even know it. So that's great. And then we have the twins. We had the child that we always wanted and one for parts. So that worked out. And they're great. I had always dreamed of having twins, but in my dreams they were the Olsen twins in a hot tub. It was different, but this is really cool. It really is nice. And we have 3 boys. A lot of testosterone in the house right now, Danny. I'll tell you that. The other night, Kerry woke up with a boner. That's a lot of testosterone. Sorry, everybody. I'm bidding.
Yeah, thanks for that visual. You like my ghost cup?
I do. I love that. It blends right in with the green screen. That's great.
Yeah. It died a few weeks ago. So I couldn't bear to leave it.
No. Like Patrick Swayze's going to start rubbing your shoulders from behind as you spin that on a pottery wheel.
Or either that or Whoopi is going to break in and tell me she sees shit. So speaking of your kids, now you always talk about being a parent, and I know, I mean, I don't know half of what you know because you got way more kids than I do, but I have a son, and I went through plenty with him. And so you have what is it like to have that many kids and and try to get anything done. I mean,
during COVID, it has been difficult. We locked down hard and fast in New York for like 3 months. So that was the longest I'd ever been at home without an ankle monitoring device. So it was very disconcerting. And I felt like I was in prison without conjugal visits. But add to that, my 3 cock blocking sons were all around all the time. So there was no play, because they were, I used to think we overpaid teachers. I say pay them like hedge fund managers now, because I want my mutants out of the house. But yeah, it's just too much. There's too many of them all the time now. And now they're doing all online until the 19th of January. Then they go back to a hybrid, they call it. So yeah, it's tough having the boys around all the time. Although, you know what, so my wife and I were talking the other day about there are some silver linings to the COVID cloud. And one of them really is that I get to see them more, because I'm on the road normally a lot. And so I have been around a lot, and we really do have family game night. And my twins are going off to college next year. If there's an institution dumb enough to take them, they will be going to college next year. And I will cherish the time that I'm having now with them as much as I'm bitching about it. I love getting up now with them and making breakfast every morning. And we play games. We're a big cribbage family. We play that game, cribbage. And we watch movies together, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've had a lot more fun with my son as well, since I've been able to see him more. Although he's 6'2" now, so he's my height. So
wow.
You remember when he's a baby, I think, right?
Yeah, that's my recollection. Yeah. 6'2". Jesus, I'm up to his belly button then. That's sad. That was pathetic.
Yeah, he's the same height as me. He's going to Brooklyn Technical High School, so he's doing well.
Check out the brain on that kid. Wow.
Right? Right? He's like a mini-me without all the trauma.
I wish I could. My kid's not the sharpest tools in the shed. The town put a sign right outside our house that says "Slow children." It's humiliating. But we think they're dyslexic because every Christmas they write letters to Satan. Do you want me to stop doing these jokes? Like, hang on. We could just have a normal conversation. It's just,
No, this is, dude, whatever you want to do. That's what this is about.
It has to spew. Yeah, they're not good. My kids are they're taking Spanish now, but they're failing English, so I don't get that. And I sat them down the other night in the office, and I said, "You guys have got to do gooder. This is unacceptable." But we're working on it.
Oh, you're killing me. Oh my God. So you wrote a book. Let's talk about the book.
Yeah. It's called Bad Day. Yeah, there it is. It's I will tell your viewers and listeners that it is not for the easily offended. So if you're a devout Muslim or a born again Christian, put the book down and back away slowly. Because I did the Huckabee show. Are you familiar with Huckabee? He's a minister. He used to be governor of Arkansas. He has a show on TBN, and it's much like a Tonight Show, kind of, although a little more Christian slant. And I did that show, and unbeknownst to me, at the end of the show, they said, "Hey, it's almost Father's Day. You should buy Tom's book." And I don't know how they got a copy of my book. I didn't give it to them. They held up a copy of my book and said, "You should get this book." And I was like, "No, you should not get this book." Under no circumstances get this book. And people bought the book, and one woman sent me a video of her literally ripping the pages out of the book one at a time. She had purchased the book because I did this real clean set on Huckabee. So they thought, and I wore red, white, and blue pants. They thought I was like the squeaky cleanest guy in the world. And then they heard some of the vile stuff that is contained within this book, and they were outraged. And so I had to write a couple of apology emails and stuff. I had to refund the cost of the book to a couple people. So that's my warning. It's a fun book. Carrie wrote one the same year. My wife called Mean Mommy. So our kids are doomed, basically. And, it's a lot of fun. I just had over 35 years doing this. You collect all these one-liners. It's basically a bunch of one-liners about parenting. And so it's for the ADD people, and you can bang it out in the average bowel movement. It's really quiet. You can get right through the book. And the
whole book?
I recommend it. It's literally.
How long is your bowel movement?
Well, I have some issues I don't want to discuss on the air, but yeah.
It also sounds like the only place in the house you could get them in it.
That's true. Yeah.
You should write a bigger book so you can stay in there longer.
No, I'm a video game guy. Did you ever see the 40-Year-Old Virgin or no, not the 40-Year-Old Virgin? I don't know, some movie about turning 40 that Judd Apatow did, and the whole time,
Yeah, that's
every time he
40-year-old virgin.
every time he takes,
Yeah. This is 40.
This is 40. That was it. Every time he takes a dump, he's playing video games on his phone. That's me. I'm done with my movement an hour earlier, but I'm stuck on a game. And then you get up and you get the ring around the buttocks because you've been sitting there. Your legs are laid.
Your legs, you can't move them because they got no blood in them.
Yeah. You didn't even do a courtesy flush. You were sitting there in that stink for no reason, playing the game, probably losing. How was my life? Jesus. And I lost to a dog act. How's your year, everybody? Happy New Yeast.
Yeah, you want to really reevaluate your life? Go to the bathroom without your cell phone.
Oh, no. I don't know what to do. I literally don't know what to do. I'm in there. I need reading glasses now. I'm so old to look at my phone. So sometimes I'll have the phone. I'll sit down and I don't have the reading glasses. Now I got a useless item in my hand that I can't read. And I'm like, I got to go back to when I was a kid. I took a dump and get off.
Just do it. No, just do what I do. You know, pinch it off halfway, run out, get the stuff you need, and come back and finish. I'm sorry. I can't live that long without it.
No. It's the only time, to your point, Kevin, the only time you get peace and quiet, the only time you can sit down with and you want to see the dirty pictures. You can't look at those with the family around, you know, so.
Not with the size of the toilet I have.
No.
Anyway. You know what's funny? My son and I were staying at my ex-mother-in-law's apartment, and she's got these tiny toilets. They're like, seriously, they're like children's toilets. So they're like the toilets you would get if you went to a preschool or something. They're literally, I'm surprised they had plumbing. They were so small. You know what I mean? They look like the ones you buy for the kid because he won't go to the bathroom. So you got to put it under him when he's going to the bathroom. That's what they look like.
That was one of the first things that amazed me moving to New York is how small the bathrooms are in all the restaurants. Like the comic strip, that stall. How did Patrice O'Neill ever take a dump at the comic strip? It never could have happened. How did Louis Anderson drop a deuce at Stand Up New York? The bathrooms are these little tiny.
You're right.
You can't move. I'm a little dude, and I am very uncomfortable having a bowel movement at the comic strip.
It's true.
There's no room. I mean, if you turn to get the toilet paper, you get a concussion. And, you know, the door is up again. You're touching where people have been. It's COVID evil. It's bad.
Well, at least there, if you forget your phone, there's tons of graffiti.
That's true. That's why I like graffiti before the phone. You needed something to read. For me,
they're
I
all jokes from
my
comics
sister all the time, you know?
Right. And they're all jokes from comedians.
Yeah. So it's good graffiti. I wanted to do a book once, Danny. I wanted to do a book years ago about going on the road and reading graffiti. And I started compiling because I've read some funny stuff on walls, but I only got a little bit into it and then I bailed. But I thought that would be a great, you know, here's something from a truck stop in Alabama. Here's something from a ski resort in Aspen. And, you know, all different graffitis and how they're different in different parts of the country and everything.
Well, the problem is you're going to have all the people on one side saying how creepy it is to be going from bathroom stall to bathroom stall in every state.
And at the time, it was like early on the cell phone when you first had the camera in the cell phone, and I would be taking pictures of the graffiti. And no one wants to see a flash go off in a bathroom stall ever. You know, that's very disconcerting to everybody. So I just said, I'm going to bail on this project. I'm going to move on to Bad Dad.
I can't imagine sitting in the stall, you see a flash going, what the?
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
Like looking around and go, holy shit, what the hell?
It's going to be in the county fair.
I mean, you've done a lot of the road. I don't know if you've ever had an experience like this. I hope you haven't. But I'm sitting in the stall one day, and I'm going to the bathroom. All of a sudden, I see coming from the other stall, I see like hair, and I think that guy's got hairy legs. All of a sudden, I see a forehead, and then I see his glasses. This guy comes under the stall and is staring up at me while I'm taking a dump, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I go like that. He pulls back, right? And I jump up. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, I go out and I kick the door in and smash it against his shins. And then I go out. It was perfect because there was nobody else in the bathroom. And there was people all over the place. I go, Excuse me, everybody. The guy that's about to come out of this bathroom just stuck his head under the stall and tried to look at me while I was taking a dump.
Shame.
So
Shame that man.
everybody was just waiting for him to come out.
If his head is at foot level, which it was, you should have just kicked the shit out of his skull.
Dude, I was in shock.
That is weird.
I was like, what the? And then he pulled his head back before I could even think about what to do. You know what I mean?
Right
Anyway.
after AGT, I was in a bathroom. You know, people talk to you. They just want to talk to you. But the bathroom, as all guys know, is off limits. You stare ahead, no conversation. You urinate, you get the hell out.
Right.
Now you wash your hands. Before maybe, but now definitely. Anyway, but now this guy followed me into the bathroom to talk to me. I went into the stall and I shut the door, and he continued to have a conversation with me. And I'm like, you know what I'm about to do? I'm in the stall. Are we really going to have this conversation? There are boundaries people just won't step over. I also pissed next to Steven Tyler once at a rest area in Massachusetts on the Mass Pike. Steven
Really?
Tyler from Aerosmith. Yeah. I was taking a piss, and he comes in. There's like 5 of the urinals he could have gone to. He went to this one. He wasn't hitting on me or anything. And he stared straight ahead, and I was like, holy shit, that's Steven Tyler. And I finished and I come out, and people had already seen him walk in. So they're outside with their cameras and everything to take a picture of him. And I was like, oh my God, and all my friends said, you had to look at his cock, didn't you? You had to. It's Steven Tyler. I didn't. I followed the guy rule. I looked straight ahead. I have nothing to report about. I could tell you it's bigger than mine just because I'm guessing, but I never saw it.
You know what's remarkable about that whole story? That's exactly how I met Louis Black and Billy Zane at the urinal.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great
Louis Black, it was at the Boston Comedy Festival, and he kind of knew me, and we just talked. But with Billy Zane, it was at the LA Opera bathroom, and I think he started talking to me. It was weird, but he was cool as hell. Yeah, it was very, very cool.
I love those encounters. Those are fun.
Yeah, but if you ever feel like a celebrity's hitting on you and you don't want to hit on you, all you got to do is say, "Yeah, so I got this movie to show you." Can you wait here?
Back in a good mood. I was in a bad mood because today I found out my brother has a psychological issue where he rolls on the floor underneath bathroom stalls and looks up at people. And, we're really worried about him. Anyway.
Is he traveling?
Tom, where can people find you?
Rehab usually, but if not there, I'm on a plane on Saturday to go down to Florida to do a private gated community, but that's not when we could see. Where's my next public? I do a lot of these Zoom shows where you feel like you're a screensaver.
But you got a website.
Oh, yeah, tomcotter.com, and I'm all over social media. At Tom Cotter Comic is Twitter and Instagram, and I'm on all the other crap that you have to be on when you're doing what we do for a living.
Where can they buy your book?
The book's on Amazon and other places, but that's the easiest one to say. And again, it's not for the easily offended. Right. But a lot of this material will be on the final exam, so I have to recommend it.
So before you go, we have this new technology that I don't know if you heard about it yet, but we have this. It's exclusive to the Danny McDermott Show, and I wanted to show it to you. It's where you can actually take videos with animals in them, and put the video into the technology, and it will read the mind of the animals, and it will give you it will say what the animals are saying. It's just amazing. Let's roll this.
Animal mind reading technology.
You know, this isn't the first time that Steve brought home a case of crabs from vacation.
Jeez, you join a Mile High Club on the flight and they take away all the amenities.
They said the red-eye out of Baltimore was gonna be brutal.
Now I'm just gonna walk to the bay and to freedom, and we'll worry about these rubber bands later.
Humans.
Oh, I knew we should have taken a turn at Albuquerque.
I told you, his father had a bad shell.
Were those peanuts in that bag? I feel like I might have a peanut allergy.
That's the last time I fly basic economy. The seats get worse every time.
You know, at least the baggage handler wasn't a 400-pound gorilla like last time.
It's too bad I won't be able to tell my cousin Eugene that I'm not swimming in butter. I'm swimming in the ocean, baby.
All right, Tom. Thank you so much. If you want to hang out, hang out. We're gonna bring on our next guest here. But you are awesome.
This was
guys,
fun, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Danny. And good to be with you again, Kevin. Nice.
Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure.
We're gonna put the links for all your stuff on the video on YouTube, so and
Excellent.
all your fans can find it.
I already tweeted this, and hopefully I'll put it on Facebook now here too. All right.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
All
All right,
guys.
we're gonna put you in the green room.
Perfect.
All right.
That was great.
All
Very
right. So
funny
our
man.
next guest, our next guest is a good friend of mine. By the way, isn't it great to have Tom? Tom is such a professional, man. He kicks ass, right?
Yes, he does. Very
Isn't he?
funny man. I'm excited for Shaun, and we also have Ask Anthony.
We also, oh right, we do. We have
Yep,
Ask
I'm
Anthony
excited.
too.
Do
Yeah,
not forget to stay tuned. Ask Anthony will be coming up.
exactly. Now, our next guest is a very good friend of mine. He is kind of a big thing in Australia. I'm not going to try to do the accent because I always mess it up. But he is on. If we have the what's the there it is. He, from Frayed, Secret Daughter, and Home and Away, which are shows in Australia. So that you guys may not know how big he is, but he's big. He's big, man. All right, let's bring on Shaun Anthony Robinson.
Oh my God. I'm like,
What's up?
I'm not big. I'm not big. Huge.
What are you talking about? You're like 6'4" and weigh like.
Oh, yeah,
250
like,
pounds.
okay, guys. Hey, look, I thought I thought I'd represent today, like, got my baseball cap on, so I think it's a baseball.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
There you go.
How are we?
I'm doing good. I was really hoping that improv video didn't pan out. We're gonna it's a little technology thing, but we're gonna be all right. We'll do it next time. But how are you? How is Australia going through this COVID crap right now?
Australia's kicking butt, mate. I think we're doing okay. Like, I don't think we're doing as bad as what you guys are, but we've had another outbreak, and I don't know if you've been watching the news, but there's this new strain that's getting around England. So now obviously it's here, I think. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but yeah, we're all just wearing masks, and masks are now you have to wear them everywhere, especially in all restaurants and supermarkets, shopping centers. You have to wear one of these badges.
As long as the toilets are still swirling backwards, I'm okay.
Mate, that is still happening. It's still happening, and like I thought, if I'm going to do this, maybe I could start wearing a balaclava. It didn't go down too well. Yeah.
So
I thought it was a mask.
So let's talk about your movie that you have been producing that someone is in.
Oh yeah, some guy called Danny McDermott. Oh yeah, you. Yeah, you make a bit of an appearance here and there in it, and it's all in the good time part of it. But so you came in and made some parts of my journey. So for those who don't know, I met Danny on the last. Oh, sorry, just taking over your show here, but
No, go
I met
ahead.
you on the last 2 weeks of my trip. And if it wasn't for Danny McDermott and his bunch of crony karaoke friends, I was going through a really hard time. And if it wasn't for you, man, dude, you saved my ass. So thank you.
Cool, man. That's really cool. Newt Ripley is left there.
How good you are, man. You're a fucking legend.
I love you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
for those of you who don't know the story, because we did talk a little bit about it on another show, we connected at the Films for Change.
Flicks for Change
Festival.
Yes, run by Andrew Steele.
Okay. And we were both hitting on Miss Turkey, I believe.
You were hitting on Miss Turkey. I wasn't hitting on anyone because I was just watching you hit. Watching you work was like, I don't need to do nothing. I'm just going to sit here and watch you. Great entertainment. It was awesome.
Dude, she still calls me.
Well, there you go. Me and Scott were just watching and sort of going, oh, here we go. He throws out the line, and he's like, oh, he's got a hook. You gay, man. You talked your way into her little mind. Oh, that's for sure, because she kept on calling.
Well,
her,
so. You're making me sound like a player now. I'm not a player. You're making me sound like a player. I'm actually just genuine. I'm just genuine. That's why we're friends, right?
You are genuine.
Yeah, I'm just genuine. What the whole world today, before COVID especially, nobody was looking each other in the eye and really having a real conversation. And I just started making it my mission that when I met people that I would get them to a point where they, we got into a deeper connection, deeper kind of conversation. And then I put my hand on their shoulder and say, hey, guess what? We're having a real conversation. You know what I mean? And I think I did that to you.
Yeah, man. We had that was the whole thing is you weren't just this schmuck who was like, hey man, how you going? And try to talk shit to me. You were just you were a dude out trying to make not trying to make real friends, making real friends. And so yeah, it was actually probably one of the most it's not even a word, the most real connection I made in LA. And it took me 4 trips to do it.
Well, you didn't give me the time schedule, so I would have been there the first time, but
no, it's always good to do that on an installment plan. You did the right thing.
Oh yeah.
But
so
because of that, you were going through a lot of stuff, and then when we met, you had already shot a lot of your movie.
Yeah.
And why don't you describe what the movie is?
Okay,
give me your pitch right now so that everybody knows.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right, so for those out there who have a dream and they want to get into film acting, they always go to Hollywood, not thinking of the ramifications it's going to get. They think, there's people out there that don't act that think it's easy and going to Hollywood's just a breeze, and it's not. It is 100% slog. And if you think you're going to go there and not work, then don't go. That's the whole film is about people trying to get into Hollywood, not this not this story made by someone famous in there. I'm one of these people who can't talk properly. And there's so many people out there like me who go, I can't make a film.
The big studio producer just walked out. I was trying to get you your funding, and he just walked out.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm no talker. I act.
No, you gotta get that pitch down, bro.
I don't have a pitch, man. I don't know how to pitch it. It's look on IMDb.
I'll pitch it.
Okay,
so
I gotta read it.
This is an amazing show that was movie that was originally about Australian actors coming to America, trying to follow their dreams and make it in Hollywood. That's what it was. But
exactly
then you realized you wanted to make it broader. You came in, you realized everybody was struggling. It wasn't just people from Australia. It was people who are from the United States, people are from England, people from all over the world. And you expanded it into this brilliant, montage of actors and their stories and how they've gone from where they were and either left the business or made it in the business, or all the different ways you could go.
Dude, that's exactly what it was. That you see, I just said you should be my sales agent. Holy shit! See, yeah, dude, that's exactly what it is. It's about the highs and the lows of Hollywood, the real ups and downs, the real hard truths about what it takes. People leave from. I thought that people just go from Australia over there. You've got people in Los Angeles or in New York, so you came from New York all the way over to Hollywood. You're saying goodbye to all your friends and your family and everything like that to go and run after a dream that may or may not happen. But if you don't get out there and have a crack at it, You're never going to know. It's like the old saying, you never know if you never go.
Yeah.
But you have to go. And I mean, I went all the way to Hollywood to realize that I didn't need to be in Hollywood to make it in the film industry. But if I didn't go, I wouldn't have found that shit out in the first place.
Right.
So I think it's also about not being scared. If you're scared, fuck, that's good. Be scared, because that's what's going to make you do better in what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I may do eventually. I may do a documentary called Blowing Smoke, and have like smoke coming out of someone's ass, because
Dude, so many
people in LA are, and you know the crazy thing is they believe it.
Hey man, I'm gonna make you famous, bro. I'm gonna
and
put
they
you
believe it,
bro.
Yeah, that's what makes it
like,
difficult.
Man, you're like the next Hugh Jackman. I'm like, fuck off, dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, no, that's what makes it so hard to discern the liars, because a lot of them believe their lies. You know what I mean?
What made it?
They believe they can do it. They believe they can help you, but they can't. And they've never helped anybody. They brag about all the stuff they've done, but it's usually just incident, like just they're on the outskirts of these big things, and they can't really help anybody.
The amount of women I saw, the amount of women I saw get stuffed over and get given that string, like that crap's still happening there. And I was like, that, and I was one of these guys. I'm like, is it really happening? You know, is it really? And then when I got them, like, hey, this is fucked up. Like, seriously, like I was watching women get thrown around, like, you know, like treated like, you know, you've got to go and do this, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do this, and if you don't do this, you can't do this, and you can't have this, you can't have that. I'm like, what the fuck? Just let them be them. You're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too, you know, you're not pale enough, you're not dark enough, you're not tall enough, you're not skinny enough. Like, fucking hell. Isn't making film about showing what, emulating life?
Yeah.
In emulating life, we are all real people. So when I go and watch a movie, I can't stand watching a movie that doesn't have someone of, you know, a real color, you know, like a real diverse cast, you know, because when I walk out my front door, that's what I see.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think the key today, a lot, and I knew it when I was, you know, starting out in acting. I figured it out quickly. If you don't learn how to write, produce, you know, do your own work, make your own work come to life. If you don't do it, or find someone who can do it and become and develop a relationship with them, it's just, you may as well go and buy scratch off cards every day and hope to become a millionaire, because that's you have just about as much chance of making it as an actor as you do getting scratch off cards, unless you get lucky and you know someone who just for some reason they want to give something to you. It's very rare. It's not like it was back in the 50s and 60s.
A scratch off, it sounds like.
What do you
I think you're getting a scratch off. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Where's my back scratcher? I got an itch.
You're 100% right, man. So,
well, you gotta do your own stuff. You gotta develop your own material.
What have you done? 12 months. 12 months it's been since I've seen you, right?
Yeah,
about that. Moved, and I think we were just talking about this the other day, and I said to you, dude, in 12 months, you're a doer. There's these people out there that are gunners, and they're, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this, and they never fucking do anything because they're too lazy to go up their own ass. Yeah. I'm going to do this, and bang, you're fucking doing it. But you've worked at it, and it's not like you've had a breeze. It's not like it's been a kick-ass fucking year for you.
Nah,
you know,
it's been a tough
with everything, man, like everything, personal and all this COVID shit. But you still got off your backside and give it a crack. And it's people like yourself. And I think I'm proud to call you my mate, because I sit there and go, dude, this dude's actually doing it. You know, you've got all these guys. You built yourself a team.
Well, listen, I wouldn't be able to do this without my team.
I'm
so grateful. I'm so grateful. In fact, let's bring them on for a second. Let's bring Carrie on and Susanna on right now. Hey,
They're pretty
Hey,
kick
guys,
ass.
how's it going?
And
I
both
love
of them
So,
are.
I
the
did not
life of the
prepare.
show.
Glad to be on.
Carrie makes the show funny. Susanna
So-
makes the show shiny and professional.
And we also have Steve over here, but I can't. He's not in the green room right now. So
Steve
But
keeps it mysterious.
Steve's helps me set up this studio every day. He gives input on the writing as well, and he's
Steve
been
added
really
me on
good.
Facebook.
But I wouldn't be able to.
Save the salad
here's the
back in
thing.
the green room.
Here's the thing that I always tell people: you got to surround yourself with good human beings that are, you can't surround yourself with people you can't trust. It doesn't matter how talented they are. If you can't trust them, then forget it. You know what I mean? So this is a team right here of talented people and people I trust, and I'm grateful to have them helping me
No,
make this show.
they're funny, man.
wouldn't-
You should stuff that in right behind the scenes. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say anything. Just joking.
No, it's funny. We had a writer meeting one day, and it was so damn funny that I am going to talk to the writers about this. We're considering doing writers meetings. I was considering it. I don't think I brought it up to them yet, but doing writers meetings and recording them and then editing them down to the best moments. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think people would love that. So that's another thing we're thinking about doing.
One meeting we had in particular makes me laugh every few days. Every time I think about it, I just laugh hysterical because that's how funny it is. Legit.
I know what one you're talking about. Oh, God.
Funny for the audience.
All right. So what happened was we were upset about a previous show. We were upset about how a previous show went and how somebody got involved and messed things up on the show. And we just started making jokes about it. And I was like, well, maybe if I tell that person that I got a message from God, I won't offend them. And I'll say, no, God wants the show to go this way. And then they won't try to screw with us anymore. And so I put on this angel music, like this. And I just started going, so I spoke to God, and God did not like the last show at all. He said,
Yes.
And I went through this whole thing, and I was just riffing and just saying funny, stupid shit about the people we had on the show and all this other stuff. And all of a sudden, Kevin, what did you say, Kevin? You go, she's watching. She just commented.
Yes.
She just commented.
Yes.
She just commented on it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And so I'm trying to delete it, and I turned off the meeting. And I started a new one that wasn't live. I put it live because I wanted to record it, and I didn't realize she was going to see it. And so I'm like, "Oh my God, there's 8 views, 9 views. Oh my God!" And I'm trying to delete the damn thing. I'm like, "No, delete! Why can't I do? I've always been able to delete videos before. Why can't I do it now?" You know what I mean? And it was hysterical. It was because they were watching as I was doing that. It was ridiculous.
Well, my favorite part was when you tried to report yourself. So they would take that YouTube would take it down, but you couldn't figure out what you would report yourself for.
I was like,
there wasn't anything there that was worthy of being taken down. You're like, we didn't show nudity. There was no anti-Semitism. Yeah, no racism.
Anything that I report here, I was like, anything that I report here is going to make me look bad. It's going to make me look horrible, like a horrible person, right? And not only that, the people at Facebook are probably looking at it going, why is this guy reporting himself about a horror?
And they thought I was kidding at first, too. So when I said no, they were watching. They were like, no. I'm like, yeah, watching and commenting. Definitely. 100% real time, definitely watching.
And she was like, no, really? I'm like, yes. I'm like trying to delete. I'm like, it won't work on my phone. It won't work on my computer.
But the church music in the back was the stuff.
That was what made it really, really funny.
It was a perfect storm of funny and uncomfortable. It was perfect. It was perfect.
It was epic. It was epic. Anyway,
so
I'm gonna get back to talking to Shaun here. I love these guys. Though. This is why the show is good.
They're really good.
That was good. Yes.
Good team.
They
Good
are
team.
very talented. Very,
He's
very
such
talented.
a humble dude, man. That's such a cool thing to do.
Well, I mean, look at it. You know, until we get sponsors. You know, I got to make sure they know they're loved and they're know how much I value them, because I mean, I can't even believe I'm.
Until you get sponsors.
Well, yeah, we don't have sponsors yet. We have.
As soon as you get sponsors, hit the road, ladies.
That's great. No,
Yeah, then I'm kicking them out. Yeah.
figure that shit out yourself. I'm busy. I got sponsors.
Curve, girls. Get out that corner, make me
Now I
some
can
money.
hire a real star.
I really appreciate everything. Is that a letter from a sponsor?
Kevin, you're the first to go.
Okay, I accept that.
Anthony isn't ready to go. So Kevin, so just don't slip up anymore. Okay, I want to talk about one more thing before we bring on Anthony.
Yes.
Tell us about that big show, but you couldn't talk about it on the last show.
Okay, so I can still only talk a little bit about it. I can talk a bit about it, but I can't talk lots about it. So there's a show in Australia called Home and Away. So that's where Chris Hemsworth and Margot Robbie and all that, they all got their big go on that show. And I managed to get myself a small little role on the show, which ended up being the cliffhanger of the year. So my face
For
was
Americans,
the
that year.
That's a year.
That's
Year.
yeast. That's yeast.
Yeast. That's yeast, man. I was like the cliffhanger of the yeast.
That's
Yeah. Yeast, man. It was like really smelly. No. Well, look. So
gonna make a lot of
You
dough with
went
folks
there.
like that.
you went there. I love when I can make a comedian laugh. That's awesome. Doesn't mean I'm
God.
funny. It means that was a fluke.
Oh, that was awesome, dude. You caught me by surprise. I'm like imagining the smell. I'm like,
That's a year's worth of yeast, man. Oh, God.
oh God. Holy
Nice.
shit. I was
God,
wondering why
please.
you're floating. I was wondering why you're floating above the bed.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
You were
God.
fermenting. That's
So-
why. That's why I got drunk when I went down on you. No.
Oh, my God.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Oh, this is not a children's show. Okay.
Rated R. Rated Danny McDermott Show. Rated
Oh.
R.
Oh my God. I am not this guy.
Hey, when you do your
I swear.
voiceover, man, you need me to do your voiceover. You need me to do,
Ugh.
your hype guy. I need to be your hype guy.
All right. So
So
you're the last thing they see on the show for the end of the season.
So for the year, I basically, my character happens to be in jail, and he basically confronts the local police officer.
Okay.
He sort of
Wow.
confronts him and basically let him know that he knows who he is.
Ooh.
And then it's very he sort of turns around and he says, because my character's sort of got a bit of a mohawk, shaved head,
I saw that.
and
Yeah.
a bit of got like a tattooed here, and I did this, had no teeth in my head, so it was really, really intimidating. All right. And and he basically sort of says, "You thought you'd get away with it, Constable Thorne," and he sort of, everyone comes in, and it's sort of like, so the last thing anyone sees for the year is my face. Can't tell you anything what's happening at the start of the year because I don't know. I wasn't there.
You know what? We have a video of this.
No.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. But why didn't you go for her job?
I'm not allowed within 50 metres of government buildings.
The guy in the food truck, that's from a television show on the ABC, English and Australia, called Frayed. And then I was also in a TV show over here called Secret Daughter. But I basically I got my start on one of those TV shows in a basically a reality TV show. Sort of basic, but I wasn't the reality star. I actually went on to act. So, and they gave me a go in that, which was a show called Bogan Hunters. Looking for basically, it's a bogan is a redneck. No teeth. Yeah. So I did that, and then I sort of broke away from doing that style of acting, and did some drama school, and ended up doing more stuff. And then I started filming because I got bored. I thought, stuff it, I'm going to film a documentary. So I did that as well.
Well, you're a solid actor, and you're a good friend in my book. And where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at I'm Shaun Anthony Robinson. It's right there. You can find me on You can find me on Facebook, Shaun Anthony Robinson. I'm Shaun Anthony Robinson. And also you can find me on downunder.actor. So www.downunder.actor.
That's actually a great one.
And they'll take you straight to my that's the one. So they'll take you straight to my webpage. There, I think you might even see a photo of yourself. Actually, Danny, I think you're actually on my webpage.
Really?
There's a picture of you on my webpage with Scott and Bill Parks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, dude. So that's what, but you're on my webpage, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. And they'll take you to my IMDb and all that, so you can see what all the films are on. And if you want to book me, you can book a solid Australian actor to play in one of your films in Australia. That's a real bad Australian. That's a real bad American accent. Don't hire me.
I've seen him do a real American accent. He can do it. He's just nervous and drunk.
I've been on the white stuff since 4 o'clock this morning. I've got to go milk the cow.
So it's time for us to do a segment. I want you to stay here because we're having so much fun with you. We're going to bring on our segment, Ask Anthony.
What are the best movies to kick off the new year?
What's happening, everybody? How you doing?
There we go.
Good.
Good, buddy. How are you?
Things are well in the 1980s.
Welcome back.
You're back to work that's great. You're back to work at South Park now, right?
I am, yeah. Monday was the first day, so we are working remotely.
I am very excited to see the new episodes for sure.
It will be good.
All right, so you've got some episodes for us, not episodes, I'm sorry, movies for us for the new year.
Yeah, I found myself, we did the whole New Year's list, and that was fun. Movies to watch on New Year's Eve and into New Year's. But now that we're actually in 2021, I started looking at what I was watching, and I was like, you know what? This is a pretty good thing to share, okay? And what I'm about to share is basically the opposite of what we're experiencing. There are going to be no political movies on this next segment because I think we're all politically fatigued, okay? So how to start the new year, how to start your tone, this is how you do it. And here's the first film.
Oh, yes!
Love it. Okay. So this is Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings, the director of Lord of the Rings. One of his earlier films. It's probably the most fucked up zombie film and well-made zombie film you will ever see, next to Shaun of the Dead, of course. This is a fantastic splatter movie, and the effects don't get any better than this. It's a total comedy, horror, and love letter. And you can totally, the cool thing about this is you can see the seedlings of a fantastic director. Actually, I didn't want to say that. You can see a fantastic director in this movie, and it's not even like unheard of that he went on to do what he did. So if you want to see another earlier film that he did, it's Meet the Feebles. It's a total puppet film. It's like a Jim Henson Muppets on Acid rated R flick.
Bad taste.
And then before that, Bad Taste. Yes, exactly, brother. I
remember this when I was a kid. I remember seeing this poster and wanting to see it so badly, but I was too young.
Man,
Oh.
fantastic, and it holds up.
Now I'm gonna watch it.
It's gory, bro. But it's like it's a splatter film, so it's like cartoon. Right?
I'll just make sure I'm eating chili at the same time.
Please do, please do. Dude, this movie is totally like on my replay list, like lifelong replay list movies. I can watch this anytime. I can watch Mr. Mom anytime. Okay, those are the movies. So there you go. Go figure.
All right, awesome.
The next one. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So this movie was written by Carol Sobieski, who went on to. She had a fantastic career. She actually died in 1990. But I think one of the last films she wrote was Fried Green Tomatoes and Money for Nothing with John Cusack. But she went all the way back to Peyton Place. I mean, so she had a hell of a career. But it was also directed by Richard Donner, and it also stars obviously Richard Pryor, but Scotty Schwartz, who went on. Actually, before that, he was in what was it?
And the great Jackie Gleason.
Well, of course, absolutely.
Richard Pryor, come on.
I love Jackie Gleason, but like I'm kind of a Richard Pryor fan. Oh no, God bless you. I saw the Kidco thing, but yeah, Kidco is great in '84. But Scotty Schwartz, he was in A Christmas Story. But yeah, this movie unfortunately gets panned every now and again because they feel like Richard Pryor kind of sold out and started doing these movies that weren't like, more artistic enough. But this movie actually has really good messages in it. It's like how to be a good father. There's race relations involved and and commentaries on that and just about friendship. And it just holds up. It's just a funny movie. So I totally recommend this in terms of starting your 2021. What else you got? Yeah, one of my favorites.
Amazing.
Amazing. Now here's the deal. All these movies, obviously they're VHS, but all these movies are totally streaming. So if you got, Prime, Netflix, whatever, just search it out. But Arthur, I got to say, is one of the funniest screenplays ever written, in my opinion. The writer-director, Steve Gordon, unfortunately died a year later. And, he really knocked it out of the park. And it's, in my opinion, Dudley Moore's best film. And Sir John Gielgud, who plays Hobbs, is his butler, is just so fantastic. But great movie, totally funny, totally holds up on my recommended list.
Just remember, don't watch the remake. The remake was horrible. Don't watch.
Yeah,
watch
I almost.
original.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of young people out there who are like, I don't watch old movies. Let me tell you something. This movie, you will love it. You will love it. Even if you're young, you will love it because it's amazing writing, amazing acting, amazing direction. One of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, fantastic. And I got to say, I actually tried to watch the Russell Brand remake. I was totally angry that they made it. But I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And I put it on 10 years ago on demand. And I got 5 minutes in and it stuck. It wouldn't play anymore. I'm like, that's a sign. I'm done. I never saw it. And I actually don't dislike Russell Brand. I think he can be talented in the right role.
Yeah, but he's not Arthur. He's just you can't remake that movie.
It's fantastic. So I've got a couple others. So what do we got?
Okay.
You see how I lean? I'm a leaner.
The jerk.
For 2021, man. Okay, so Steve Martin and Carl Gottlieb and another gentleman wrote the story and screenplay for this. It's a Carl Reiner film. He died last year. God rest his soul. One of the funniest movies Steve Martin has ever done, and that's saying a lot. Totally holds up. Bernadette Peters is a gem in this film. It's just
she's beautiful.
Yes, but she is. I mean, opposite him, she's hilarious.
Funny.
Mason.
Yeah. So I mean, just like I think. For the tone of 2021, just ease into it. Just stream The Jerk. If you like to watch VHS like I do sometimes, watch The Jerk on VHS. That's fine. But it's just a hell of a movie. And especially if you're interested in comedy, The Jerk is it. Now I got to tell you, there's two kinds of people in the world: those that love The Jerk and those that hate The Jerk. And the same can be said about What About Bob and Zoolander. So there's two camps.
All great movies.
Yep. Well, that's why we're
all great movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you see a blue sedan pulling a small church, that'd be the one.
Now, I've got to tell you, gentlemen, being that I'm in an 80s video store, for the next segment, I'm going to have to go back to the future. So You know, it's funny. I was actually talking to Susanna, and she had a really good idea about, you know, streaming suggestions. So I want to actually offer that as opposed to just some old, dated, which I love, films. So for me to do that, I'm going to have to go back to the future. So, Doc Susanna, take us to 88, please. All right, I'm back. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now, here's the deal, gentlemen. Here's the deal. I recognize I'm wearing some dated gear, 2015, right? I get it. It's fine. I like it. It'll come back probably in 10 or 15 years, but this is a fly style. All right, so my streaming suggestion is Cobra Kai Season 3. It's streaming on Netflix right now. It once was on YouTube Red, but now if you haven't seen any of it, because YouTube Red was like, no, we want $500 for a membership. Netflix has it all. So they have every season. So I think you should dive into it. It's super cheesy and super faithful to the whole franchise, and it's awesome.
Yep. You know what I love about that? You know what I really love about that is the great. It's cheesy and it's cheesy. It's stupid, but it's funny. But it's the acting is really good. But here's the thing I love about it more than anything is that the characters, they show why they're upset about things, and they show the growth in the real growth in the character, not just fake. You know how sometimes they write a series and they're like, well, this guy's been good, let's make him bad now, and then for no reason his character changes and acts bad. This actually goes through, and you see the struggle of the guy who's the bad guy sometimes. But you see the real struggle, like he's a real human being. He's not just, and you see the growth in the characters. It's a very smart. It's very smart writing because it actually promotes value. It promotes morality. It promotes becoming a better person, and it really does. It genuinely does it, and it does it well.
And it's cheesy fun.
It is. It's totally cheesy fun. It's hilarious. But very few shows have that morality to it, and show why is the guy such a bad guy, and then they show the growth in the character. So it's I love it. I mean,
and you can tell it's like a super love letter. Like the cats behind it it's a super love letter to the franchise. Like they're the right cats to make it. And everyone's really good, but I think in my opinion, it's Billy Zabka's show. It's Johnny Lawrence's show. Clearly, I mean, he steals the show, and it's fun to watch him, be hard edged and kind of out of step with society. But like there's moments of like, oh, he's a human. Oh, he gets it. Oh, there's growth, so on and so forth. But it's still funny to watch.
Dude, he's so good. He's so freaking good. His character is perfect. He's stuck. He's like me. He's stuck in classic rock. I'm stuck in classic rock. I admit it. I fully admit it.
Well, I got to tell you,
classic rock.
I know somebody named Doc Susanna. So if you want to venture around a little bit, eras, she's the one.
Yeah.
She's got a sweet DeLorean.
Yeah, man.
So.
Awesome.
Her uncle's
I want to bring up one more movie that you didn't bring up. Tootsie.
Oh, it's funny. That would have been my gender bender segment. Yeah, that's a great fucking movie. I actually almost bought the original screenplay on eBay like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, it's one of the most perfectly executed comedy dramas that I've ever seen.
Oh, I mean, it's superb actually, and it's a killer commentary. Not to be like, but it is. And
it's pretty flawless.
It really is. In fact, it's funny because it's a movie I watched a lot as a kid, but I didn't get it because I was like 5, 6, 7, 8. I just thought I was like, oh, look at him do his thing. And I started watching it probably within the last 10, maybe 15 years, and just appreciating it for what it is. And Bill Murray, Terry Garr, fantastic. So.
Oh God, Bill Murray was so hilarious, and oh my God. All right, we gotta go. This has been a long show, but
I gotta get back to the 80s. So, yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Hey, thank you again, everybody, for watching the show. Thank you, guys. Shaun, thank you for coming. You're only the second guest to be on the show twice, so you should be honored to be on our 10.
I am very honored to be to be on your show again.
It's
all right.
Well, thank you. Thank you, man.
I
Guys,
love your work.
I love you, bro. I love my team. I love everybody. Let's make the world better, and let's have many, many more great shows. Guys,
Great show tonight.
But check out the show. Donate. There you go. If you want to donate there. And if you know any sponsors who want to sponsor the show, feel free. Next week, we got Greg Proops. Yes, from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And Danny Lobel. So it's going to be a great show, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you. Have a good one.
Good night, and thank you, Tom, too.
I'm going to keep looking through the cracks here with my blue glasses.
Nope.